One of the most challenging and difficult issues facing us as a nation, and therefore facing us as institutions, in this case facing us as UJ, is the challenge which our Constitution places on us of creating a more inclusive and at the same time a diverse society. It does mean that we have a challenge in institutions such as ours that have historically relied more on a particular part of our society to offer, importantly, the role of teaching and learning and research, to diversify that profile so that we can bring in different ways of thinking, different backgrounds, different histories in, by way of example, our academic community, but not just in our academic community, but also more broadly in the university community. Part of that challenge is also to bring a more diverse leadership into the institution, not only at the top level, but also at the senior and the middle and supervisory levels of the institution. Because it's one thing to have a large number of let's be precise, black South Africans in the lowest ranks in the institution, right? Doing very important roles, but not providing stewardship in the supervisory, in middle management, senior management in the institution. And so that is a challenge that we have taken on over these last few years. We have zoomed in our efforts in particular to diversify our core academic staff component. And we have set for ourselves progressive targets in this respect. Very sensitive not to create a situation where white members of staff feel they are not wanted. I think, let's be very clear, that white members of staff, as much as black members of staff, are absolutely essential to the success of this university as it is now and into the future. And so we must embrace each other. We have invested quite a bit of time and effort over the last 3 years or so in middle management and senior management and even the supervisory levels to precipitate, to facilitate conversation and debate about creating a more inclusive culture in the university. And so we've had a range of activities, staff days, culture weeks. Participation has not been great, but we've had these efforts and we'll continue to pursue these efforts, continue to encourage staff to become part of these efforts as we nurture a university which not only in demographic terms, but also at its heart, in its culture, reflects the sense of inclusion, of caring, and of diversity. And so it is a difficult task that we face, and the approach that I have favoured in the university, and that will continue to favour, is to focus on using the vacant posts to improve our diversity. And so no one is going to be asked to leave this university, not while I'm here, not after my time, because everyone here, every member of staff, is important to me personally as Vice-Chancellor, but also to the institution more broadly. And so we've made progress. Our target this year, for example, in respect of the academic profile, is that 32% of our academic staff should either be so-called coloured, Indian, or black in the narrow definitions in terms of the law. And so we're making every effort to meet those targets, including investing in the next generation of academics in the university. And we will see probably 40 new doctoral graduates coming out of the university in the next period and being taken on as academics in the university. And about 60% of those new academics will be black, in the broad definition of black, and about 30% will be white and 10% from the region. but they will all become members of the academic community of the university. And so that's one example of how we are making every effort to improve the diversity of our staff community at the university. But as I said, not just diversity, it's also the culture, an accepting culture of each other and of the need to be much more inclusive, much more caring, and much more diverse.